Join me as I uncover the secret spots and hidden gems of Washington, D.C.'s downtown and Georgetown areas. From historic landmarks to trendy eateries, I'll take you on a tour of the city's best-kept secrets. Get ready to explore the nation's capital like a local and discover the unique charm of D.C.'s most iconic neighborhoods. Whether you're a history buff, a foodie, or just looking for a unique adventure, this video has something for everyone. So come along and let's explore the hidden gems of Washington, D.C. together. Capital One Arena is home to the NBA's Washington Wizards, the NHL's 2018 Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals, and the NCAA's Georgetown Hoyas men's basketball team. Boasting an average of 220 events per year, Capital One Arena is the heart of a $9.2 billion redevelopment that began 25 years ago when the arena was built and opened on December 2, 1997. Since then, the privately financed arena has hosted 47 million people and more than 4,500 events. The surrounding neighborhood throughout the years has been rejuvenated by a plethora of restaurants, condominiums, and businesses, making the 7th Street corridor an entertainment destination. Since it was created in 1980 through an act of Congress, the National Building Museum has transformed the public's understanding of the impact of architecture, engineering, landscape architecture, construction, planning, and design. Through exhibitions, educational programs, and special events, we welcome visitors of all ages to experience stories about the built world and its power to shape our lives, our communities, and our future. The museum resides in the historic Pension Building, which contains one of the most awe-inspiring spaces in the nation's capital. A soaring, expansive Great Hall featuring 8 colossal Corinthian columns. On the exterior, a 1,200-foot-long terracotta frieze wraps the building. Ben's Chili Bowl, a Washington, D.C. icon since 1958, offers legendary chili, half-smokes, and burgers. A must-visit for locals and tourists alike. Enjoy the taste of history. Georgetown University is a private Jesuit research university in Washington, D.C., United States. Founded by Bishop John Carroll in 1789, it is the oldest Catholic institution of higher education in the United States, the oldest university in Washington, D.C., and the nation's first federally chartered university. The university has 11 undergraduate and graduate schools. Its main campus, located in the Georgetown Historic Neighborhood, is on a hill above the Potomac River and identifiable by Healy Hall, a National Historic Landmark. It is classified among R1 doctoral universities, very high research activity. The university offers degree programs in 48 disciplines, enrolling an average of 7,500 undergraduate and 10,000 graduate students from more than 135 countries. The school's athletic teams are nicknamed the Hoyas and include a men's basketball team, which is a member of the Big East Conference. Notable alumni include 32 Rhodes Scholars, 46 Marshall Scholars, 33 Truman Scholars, 543 Fulbright Scholars, 9 living billionaires, 25 U.S. governors, 2 U.S. Supreme Court justices, 2 U.S. presidents, more than 450 members of United States Congress, as well as international royalty and more than a dozen foreign heads of state. Georgetown has educated more U.S. diplomats than any other university, as well as a number of American politicians and civil servants. The Exorcist steps are concrete stairs, continuing 36th Street, descending from the corner of Prospect Street and 36th Street Northwest, down to a small parking lot, set back from the intersection of M Street NW, Canal Road NW, and Whitehurst Freeway NW in the Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, D.C., famous for being featured in the 1973 film The Exorcist. The steps were built in 1895 by George Killeen, a prominent local Democratic figure, during construction of the adjacent Capitol Traction Company barn for cable cars, serving as a light well and public right-of-way. There is a family legend of George Killeen that the wall's construction was a handshake agreement and that Killeen was never paid for its completion. Before the Exorcist Association, the stairs were informally called Hitchcock Steps, for famed suspense and horror film director Alfred Hitchcock. For The Exorcist, The steps were padded with half-inch thick, 13 millimeters, rubber to film the fall of the character Father Damien Karras. Because the house from which Karras falls was set back slightly from the steps, the film crew constructed an eastward extension with a false front to the house in order to film the scene. In a ceremonial Halloween weekend in 2015 that featured the film's director William Friedkin and screenwriter William Peter Blatty, who also wrote the book on which the film is based, the Exorcist steps were recognized as a DC landmark and official tourist attraction by Mayor of the District of Columbia Muriel Bowser, with a plaque unveiled at the base of the steps recognizing its importance to Washington, D.C. and film history. Georgetown is home to some of the city's top shops, tastiest restaurants and most luxurious hotels, and it's a favorite of tourists and locals alike. And it's easy to see why, though M Street may be best known for a wide-ranging retail scene that includes such mainstream crowd pleasers as Anthropologie and H&M and exclusive high-end designers like Billy Reid and Rag & Bone. The neighborhood is also home to a solid selection of upscale home design stores, independent small businesses and many of the city's best fine art galleries. If shopping's not your thing, there are plenty of other things to do, too. History buffs can tour stunning historic 18th and 19th century mansions or see the one-time homes of JFK and Julia Child. Foodies will find locally owned gems that appeal for a quick bite alongside world-class restaurants perfect for a leisurely dining experience. Outdoor and waterfront enthusiasts flock to Georgetown Waterfront Park for some of the most picturesque kayaking, jogging and cycling backdrops the city has to offer. By night, hit up the sprawling pinstripes for a game of bocce or bowling, sip a drink riverside at one of the Washington Harbor's waterfront bars or restaurants, or take in a live jazz show at Blues Alley. Check out the always bustling Georgetown Cupcakes or make your way to waterfront-facing Fiola Mare, consistently ranked one of the city's top fine dining restaurants. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing travel content.